what does it actually mean by modern? What does it actually mean by Westernization? So today, let us clear about the process. Let us come first to Western. If if you see your screen, you'll first see the term Westernization. Western, what you know is that what you have to understand is that Western means European country. England, France, Germany, Italy, even America is considered now as West because they were one of the part of the European population. So that is Western. Zation means process. Zation means process, the way of. किस तरीके से. So in short, Westernization means the process of Western. The process of Western. Westernization, the process of Western, the way of Western country, the way of Western country, the way of Western culture. So even in India, if you see before 1947, who have ruled over us for 150 years, it was Britisher, England, UK, United Kingdom. So these England who were part of the United Kingdom during the age of monarchy system, from which country they came from? Western European countries. Therefore, the changes that happen in Indian culture due to Western culture is also known as Westernization. So, to understand the impact of Indian culture by Westernization, first we need to understand what does Westernization mean. If you see the first paragraph, Westernization is a process in which societies adopt Western culture in areas such as industry, technology, law, politics, economics, and lifestyles, clothing, languages, etc. According to M.N. Srinivas, Westernization refers to change brought about the Indian society and a culture as a result of the over 150 years of British rule, and the term subsumes changes occurring at the different level, technology, institution, ideology, and values. So what we have understand from M.N. Srinivas definition and other people definition is that Westernization means the changes in, especially in Indian society, the changes brought into India by the Western culture, especially by the British rule that have brought technology. They have brought Indian railway system that have changes our traditional lifestyles. They have changed. They have Westernization have brought class system, higher class, middle class, lower class. After they brought in East India Company in Calcutta, the then British capital of India, which was started after 18th century, after, if you remember, 1757. So even our ideology have changed. Right now in our constitution we say secularism, socialism, democracy. All these terms have come from who have rule over us. So Westernization is a process, the change created to any society by the European countries, by the Western countries. In terms of Indian society, according to M.N. Srinivas, the change brought to India by 150 years colonial rule of Britisher that have changes our institution, that have changes our institution, ideology and values. So what is the various impact? So especially if you see in terms of your clothes right now, I don't know where you are guys, might be some of you are in bed, some of you are in means any places. So if you look in your dressing, as far as I remember, the Indian culture which we have, whether if he or she belong to might be Naga, Manipuri, Khasi, you have your own dress. Whether Bengali, whether Bihari, we have our own dress. Whether sari, whether in Kokborok, how do they call it? Riknai, the Burma dress. So you have your own dress, and if you look right now at yourself, at your body, what dress are you wearing? You are wearing Western dress. That is the best example of Westernization. The culture, the dressing pattern which they have changed, influence us, and we have started to follow this Western culture in terms of food, in terms of goods, in terms of festival, whether Christmas, whether Good Friday, whether in terms of various culture, in terms of goods, in terms of electronics devices, in terms of eating with spoons, plate, various process of how the European countries have impacted our Indian culture. Because right now, which language I'm speaking? English. If if China have a rule over our country, what language do you think we will be speaking? Obviously, Chinese. British have rule over us for 150 years. That's why I'm speaking English. It have now become our official language in most of the states and in our national language. It have become the medium of standard communication and education. That is the simple example of Westernization. Any impact and changes created by the Western culture, European culture. That is Westernization. And coming with due to this impact of Western, they also have brought modernization. They have brought modern ideas. When we say modern means replacing tradition with modern society, replacing traditional society with modern society, replacing traditional society with modern society. British have come to India. They have they have impacted Indian culture with the Western culture. That is Westernization. With that, they have replaced. When they replace, create changes, that is modernization. When they replace and create with those ideas and those without institution, that is modernization. Like modernization is transition, tradition to modern, tradition to modern. That transition period is the process of modernization. That rural area to the urban area, industrial technology system. The basic example is that in India, the basic traditional system which we have was caste system, and now it is replaced mainly by class system. In India, the main economic system was based on agrarian system in rural area. But after after the coming of the Western countries, mainly British area, British area, in British area, the in terms of the transport system, if we look and see, I think like a bullock systems where carts used to travel, used to carry, people used to carry with horse. So if we see in those circumstances, even in terms of vehicles, even in terms of train, even in terms of our idea, in terms of our knowledge, many Samats have come, Brahmo Samaj, Swami Vivekananda, means the new Advaita philosophy also have come in terms of Hinduism with those various modern influence. And if you see in terms of even sati, sati is a practice of a woman when a woman is widow, the women are sacrificed and burned alive after the husband is died. But where is that? Where is that sati practice now? Due to various changes in the modern period, where is those uh, dowry system? The dowry system also have been replaced with these modern ideas. So with this modernization have influence in terms of transport, industrialization, whether scientific and whether less institutionalization. So even at present, we have seen that how the medium of technology that have influenced us right now, it have both positive and negative impact always. So in any process there is both uh, the positive and the negative impact of the positive and the negative impact of the positive and the the negative impact in both sides. But if we look and see the most impact created by modernization at this period is that the the digital and technology aids in terms of cybernetic society. As the cyber network is increasing, the digital is increasing. What do you think about the future of this digital era? That's what everyone is trying to think about the and debate on those topics. So beside when we say that Western country trying to im- to come into other country and to impact like Indian society, that we are saying Westernization, and when they have changed from traditional society to the modern society, we are saying modernization. So it's very similar, modernization and Westernization. What is the basic differences between Westernization and modernization? If you try to ask yourself just for 1 minute, what is the difference between Westernization and modernization? We are saying is that Westernization, the changes created by the changes created both by Western countries, and modernization also. It's a same thing that changes traditional into modern society. Then, if it is all about changes, then why there is difference between the term Western and modern, Westernization and modernization? Here, the term Westernization, which I have said, is that any changes created by the Western country. In modernization, I do not say that Western countries. For Pakistan, for Vietnam, for Thailand, it can be China, but they are not Western countries. So, modernization means any traditional ideas that have been replaced by the present technological scientific ideas, modern values. Modernization can be the changes created by Russia, changes created by India, changes created by India to Nepal, changes created by China to Vietnam. But Westernization means the impact changes brought by the European countries. But modernization means the transition, transformation from traditional to the modern period, modern society, the present society. It can be any country. So that is the two basic difference between westernization and modernization. So when these two changes are creating, slowly they are spreading their, slowly each country is spreading, impacting changes its other culture. British is expanding its countries, China is expanding its countries, everywhere its country are trying to change other country. When this process is created, the only the only process how a country benefits is by exporting and importing, exporting clothes to other country. The what after westernization and modernization, beside this process, what is also going on in this process is that globalization. When its country try to dominate its other country, they are connecting country with one another, connecting country with one another, connecting country with one another. That is the example of globalization. Global, universal, universal countries. Just like in Facebook, you can connect with everyone. Same thing, globalization means you are the process of connecting and building network of a country with another country, whether in terms of goods, whether in terms of jobs, services, whether in terms of people, whether in terms of finance, whether in terms of technology, whether in terms of information. Right now I'm discussing now in Google Meet, but where this Google Meet CEO is there? America. Used to have KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Where is this KFC originated mainly? America. You are using Zoom technology, ZOOM, ZOOM, Zoom. And where is the main shareholder stays in? China. So right now we are using technology. You are using your phone, you are using your headphone, you are using your laptop. All these are a global brand. These spreading and connecting each other of different countries based on goods, services, people, technology. This is the process of globalization. It's the global spreads of ideas and languages. So that is the three main concept which I want to make you clear, that westernization, the impact and the changes created by the European countries. Modernization, the replacement of the traditional society, the traditional society replaced with the modern society. Transformation. And westernization and modernization are uh, affiliated in many ways, and with this process come globalization. When this process are there impacting of each other country, they are also connecting with each other country, exchanging in terms of export, import, whether in terms of services, in terms of people. This global network spreads of ideas and languages, whether in terms of politics, the World Health Organization. These are the organizations which have this connection with all other countries based on the this pandemic crisis which we are having now in terms of coronavirus. This connectivity of each other country is the process of globalization. But among this whole process, the real question which you should ask yourself is that, in all this explanation, which you should ask is that the most important question is that what will be the cybernetic society of mankind in future? What will be the cybernetic society of mankind in future? When we say in terms of, when we say in terms of cyber, the first when we say cybernetic, which automatically come in your mind is that the science of communication and automatic control system, both machines and living things, which right now we are speaking through online video class, where where we are discussing through online video class. Then if this development is progressing on, what is really the future of uh, cybernetic? Now in airports, the automatic sanitizations are given in terms of screening. And right now, every one of you, you are inside your house. We are taking through online classes, Google Classroom, Zoom, Google Meet. So the time when you used to sit in a school table, might be in the floor during the school, where you were taken nearby the tree, where your teacher used to write in chalk, where you used to read from books, used to read from your notebook, rough copy. Do you think that this is the end of traditional education? Are we in the are we at the time of the end of traditional education? There will be no more uh, exam in handwriting. There will be no more class in chalk in school where you used to sit nearby a tree. No more. Do you think are we at the end? Are we at the institute? Are we approaching into a robotic world, or are we approaching into the world of machines? That is what you should ask yourself, because if we see in terms of the cybernetic society, which Westernization have come, they have brought us new ideas, secular, democratic, scientific ideas, and they've also introduced modern ideas that have changed from tradition to the new modern system. Besides, now we are the ideas we are connecting to each other country with Facebook, with industry, with technology, and the globalization approach is happening. But right now, we are right now in a coronavirus pandemic crisis. Do you think right now we are in the period of the end of past education, and we are beginning a new future? Elon Musk, SpaceX. We talks about human corruption. We complain about caste system, or we complain about the society which is happening all around the world. But if a robot machine was introduced, a robot doesn't eat food, the robot cannot do corruption, robot cannot make mistake in terms of identifying some, checking papers, might be reading words, in terms of checking your attendance. Robots will able to show you in your house PowerPoint easily. You can open the video anytime, or you can see. And who's having coronavirus, positive and negative, robot can identify easily. Who's having the thermal temperature high and low, robot can identify very easily. So are we heading towards that world, the world of Elon Musk, or the world of cybernetic society, and the end of traditional education, which the education which you have before March 2020? Are we heading to the new world? What will be the impact of this new world, the new world order, the new cybernetic order, the new technology order, the new world of Elon Musk? what will be the impact to mankind? What will be the civil engineering job if civil engineering work can be done better by the robots, which robot can complete the work by 1 week, which a man need 2 months. Robot will have more design. Then what is the future of mankind? What will be the impact of society? That's what you need to think yourself tonight. And this the topic might be after this assignment, I'm going to give you this question: what will be the impact on the human society? Today you need to think what will be the future of mankind after March 2020. Will it be the new education, the new robotic world, the new world order, the new Elon Musk world? So you need to think yourself what will be the impact on human culture, on religion, in caste, in class, in women, in education, in religion, in economics. What will be the impact of this new cybernetic society? That's what you need to think yourself. And whatever question you have, I will ask you after this in Google Classroom, and you can reply in the Google Classroom.